Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to watch what we're going to go over today. And a special shout out to my newbie subscribers. I see that the channel is growing and that makes me very happy. I didn't think I was going to get 3 people to sit and listen to what I had to say about knitting and crochet, let alone where we are today. So we are definitely on our way to 1K, which makes me very happy. So a special shout out to those that have just subscribed and a warm welcome to those that have been here for as long as I've been on YouTube. So definitely like to acknowledge your presence and time you spend with me here. So with that being said, today's video we are going to talk about, because I did a video on my crochet hook collection. So I'll pop that here if you're interested in watching that. And today we're going to do part 2 because I do crochet and knitting. So we're going to do what I have in my knitting collection, my knit needles. And I will have to say, you guys let me know in the comments. Now for crochet, I could just shop. You know, there's so many different designs for crochet hooks. You know, I have the cute colors and the cute graphics, you know, the makers put on the crochet hooks. But for me, knitting needles are kind of basic, you know, it kind of is what it is. We're kind of shopping for functionality. So I'll say for me, I don't have as many in my collection. So with that being said, I think though, when I first started to knit, I was completely confused, didn't know what to buy. You know, there's on Amazon, there's so many others, or if you go into the big box stores, there's so many different selections. So my goal in this video is to try to break down the different types, why I chose what I chose in the beginning of my knitting journey, and go from there. And you know, hopefully you'll find value in that. So I could go on and on about that, but let me get into the meat and the potatoes of what we're doing today. So when I first started knitting, just to give you a little bit of background, I didn't actually knit, believe it or not. When I was going through my recovery for cancer, and that's another story for another time, I was just, you know, in the patient room or whatever you want to call it, and I just needed something. You know, I was scrolling through YouTube just looking for something to watch to pass the time, because obviously I didn't want to think about what I was going through. So I just found people online knitting, and I found it comforting, and I just started to just watch with no intention. I was like, I don't think I could do that. My hand-eye coordination, I can't do all that. And I just watched it just for the comfort of it. But then once I recovered, you know, through the grace of God, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go buy some needles, and because I enjoyed it and I found it so comforting, I'm going to learn how to do it. So that's just a little backstory of how we got here today, and the fact that why my channel is just so heavy on teaching is because I found it so comforting, and it got me through that stage in my life. I now want to, if I can in some way, help people along the way and learning how to knit or crochet or whatever discipline you choose, because I found so much comfort in it. Hopefully my teaching can help someone as well. So there's that. So 4 minutes and I still haven't talked about the needle. So I'm getting there. But for that reason, I really followed a knitter, and I believe the channel this was over 5 years ago. I believe her name is Sheep and Stitch. I think that's the company name, but that's where I first, you know, fell in love with the craft. So on her video, she had these huge needles. I think they were like 8 or 10 millimeters, and she was teaching on bulky yarn. So for my new knitters who are coming along who want to learn, I would suggest getting the big needles like what she had and get some bulky yarn. So with that being said, my first pair of knitting needles were these here. Now, these are, let me see here, these are 8 millimeter, and they are bamboo wood. I would highly suggest, if you are a new knitter because you're nervous, you don't really know what you're doing, obviously, and you're trying to get the mechanics of having your yarn stay on your needles, I would suggest using a bamboo needle. You can go for aluminum if you want. You know, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. You can learn anything. But for ease of learning, I would suggest bamboo needles. So, again, the yarn is less likely, there's always a possibility, but it's less likely for the yarn to slip off of your bamboo needles. And you have this blunt tip here so that as you're maneuvering and doing your stitches, you're less likely to split the yarn with a blunt needle tip. So I would definitely, suggest these. I got these in a big packet, and everything that I suggest I'm going to put in the description. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so if you want to pick anything up, don't feel pressured. These are just suggestions of what I found useful. Those things will be provided to you. That does help the channel, somewhat. It's just a little something, but definitely no pressure at all. So they come, sorry for the crinkles, they come in this huge packet. I still have them to this day. Inexpensive. You get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? Like, some other needles are not straight at all. They're a little bold. But I personally believe that don't make a huge investment in a hobby until you know exactly if this is something you're going to stick to. So you get all of these in one packet. I believe there's 18 pairs in here, varying sizes from small to big. I believe it's 2 millimeters up to 10 millimeters. So it's a good value for your money to know that, if this is a hobby that you want to do. So again, start off with bamboo, start off with a big size, 8 millimeter and up, get a bulky yarn, and then see if this is something that you want to do. So that's how I started and was hooked ever since. So it worked out for me. So with that being said, let me go on to, then I, got the hint, oops, sorry, that's my fan there. I got the gist of what I was doing. So I said, okay, so I can't really, you can, but I want to learn how to knit hats because that's something I love. On this channel, you will see me do a lot of hats because that's my passion project. I love making hats. So I wanted to go on to circling needles. So I've got plenty of circulars. 16-inch was what I learned to do my hats with. So I went with bamboo needles as well for my circulars. Now these are fixed, meaning that this part here, that needle part, is fixed onto the cable. So these are very beginner friendly. You have a plastic cable. This is a memory cable. It's not, well, it's somewhat, flexible. Memory meaning that it's going to stay in the same position. So where it is that's where it's going to stay. Will I suggest this as you go further on in your knitting journey? Not necessarily, but for the price, I think these are just fine for a beginner, or if you have a youngster that wants to learn how to knit. I believe you get about 14, again, with those varying sizes. So you have that versatility in the varying sizes. But again, bamboo, nothing will slip off. You'll get to learn how to do your hats of this nature, and it'll be a little bit easier for you to manipulate. Okay, so that's what I have for that. I have many of those, and as I got more comfortable, I got a set of, same thing, memory cables. Now, again, I would not suggest these as you go further along, but this is, again, just to get you started. If I wanted to have an aluminum one, just get a pack of a multi-size and you're good to go. So that was it. I think I spent less than 30 bucks on those two sets, and I just varied from there. So that's a cost-effective way to bump yourself up if cost is an issue. So that's my collection from there. all 16-inch because again, I was obsessed with making hats, and 16-inch to learn how to make hats, in my opinion, is easy. You just cast on, and that's usually suffices for the circumference of your head. So there's that. But then, and this is the trick of this craft, how you start is not necessarily how you're going to progress. As you get to know the feel of what you like, what you don't like, then you get new things. So I found that I loved to knit on the circulars. And then I found out that you can knit flat on your circulars, and then you can knit in the round on your circulars. So to me, and here's another tip that I think is useful, if you are trying to be on a budget with this craft, I mean, if you feel brave enough, and I think you guys can do it, just go for the circulars. Now, I know that contradicts what I said in the beginning, but if you want to get more bang for your buck, you can just get a set of circulars and then learn how to knit flat or knit circular. So it's totally up to you. You have options when you're knitting. You can, go for the straight needles right off the bat, if that's your comfort level, or you could go for your circulars and knit flat in and around and get more bang for your buck. So it's totally up to the options that you want in your knitting journey. So with that being said, since I was comfortable with my circular needles, so I said, you know what, I'm going to spend a little bit more. I'm committed to the process. I'm committed to the discipline. I'm going to, step out a little bit on my needles. So then I stepped into the interchangeable realm. And for those that don't know what that means, is that you can buy a set of needles that come unattached to the cord. So, and I'll show you here. They come like this. So there's no cord attached. So you're in control now of the length of the cord that you want to pick. So if you want a 16-inch cord for a small hat, you can do that. Or if you're knitting socks or something smaller to that effect, you can dictate what cord you have attached to your needles. Now, these were a bit more. This is birchwood. Now, I think that I really like these. Now, I will be transparent. The reviews on these needles, for whatever reason, some people didn't find them to be the best. I have not found any problems with these. So let me just look and just double check on my computer what brand this is here. And again, this is all going to be in the description, but I like to be as accurate as possible. So let me go back for a moment. Hold, please. These are Hobkoi. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll write it on the screen here. So these are birchwood. Now, for the sake of bamboo, this is, I guess, more of a luxe type feel to it. Bamboo has that grip to it, but if you want a happy medium, a hybrid between that grip and the smoothness of an aluminum, birchwood, in my opinion, is the way to go. So these, I absolutely love these. I love the feel of these. I think that the yarn just glides right off of them. Again, work your way up to that feel. You don't have to. I'm going to show you another set that is bamboo, that is not birchwood, but it's just plain bamboo. But if you want to treat yourself and get a birchwood set, not necessarily this set, but a birchwood set, then birchwood is, I think, a happy medium between regular bamboo and aluminum. If you don't like aluminum, but you like that feel of aluminum with that glide, I think birchwood is a good option for you. So And I'll show you the cables that come with this set. So let me just pull them out here. So you get, I believe, 4 different sets of cables. And these are the cables that come with the set. Now these are non-memory, so that they are flexible, they can bend, they can twist, they don't stay in that fixed position. So if you, once you get up to that point, if you're doing magic loop, these glide. It is very easy, very flexible, and that's what you want when you're doing magic loop. You want that flexibility. You don't want that rigidness, because you're going to have a very, very difficult time doing magic loop, okay? And I have a video for magic loop if you want to learn that once you're up to that point, and I will definitely link that as well. So you get that, and you just attach that, and I'll show you. Attach your needle, your interchangeable part of your needle. You attach that on like so. Make sure that you lock it into place. Don't be like me, who just was so excited to get them that I didn't lock it, and it was a disaster, because guess what? It wasn't fastened on and it came out. So you just lock it into place. This is the key lock that they provide for you. Put it in. Oops. Put it in there. Turn and lock. That's all you have to do. And now it's all secure and you are ready to roll. And obviously you put the other one on the other end, but that's how that works out. So I definitely like those as well. Work your way up to that. Definitely not a prerequisite, but I think the interchangeables are a good way, a good cost-effective way to get the best of both worlds. So you have your different cables, different sizes. You have a multitude of, and I will show you in the case, you have a multitude of different size options here. I like the way that this folds nice and flat. So if you want to travel with this, this is great to put in your suitcase, nice and small and compact. So you have everything you need all in one kit. So great option for that. So lastly, oh, actually, this is another bamboo option. This is from, and I will just show you the name. I know it's backwards, but that's the name. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but that's the name. And this is another bamboo set as well. So if you're not ready to make that purchase for the birchwood, which again is a little bit more expensive, you can go with this option here. This is bamboo as well. And I love this packaging. I'm a package girl. If you package it right, I'm probably going to buy it. So this is how this is packaged. Nice, flat, sleek design. So you can slide this in your suitcase as well if you're traveling. So, and this is the same concept with that interchangeable type construction like I just showed you. It has the memoryless cables, so they're very flexible. I'll show you the cables. Sorry, should have had these out, but these are the cables, and you see that flexibility. You can bend, you can do all what you need to do. Again, very ideal for the magic loop. And I use these sometimes if I'm knitting something flat and I need a longer cord. I don't have to fuss with the straight needles. I can just use my circular interchangeables and I'm good to go. So again, if you're looking for a cost-effective route, I can't say that enough. That is the way to go. So here's one. Now I know that I'm showing you all my likes, but let me show you one of my dislikes in the purchase. Now, some people may disagree with me, and that's cool. Let me know in the comments. But now I've got these. And let me tell you what I don't like about these. Now, these are a fixed circular needle, meaning that it does not screw off. So what you get is what you got here, okay? So here's what I don't like about these. Now, it is very rigid. So, and not very bendable whatsoever. So if I tried to do the magic loop on these, I was struggling. It seems like I was fighting for my life with these. So I did not like these at all. But if I did have to use them, one plus about it, because it's so rigid, if I had something heavier, these things can definitely stand the test because they are so rigid. So if I do have to say something complimentary about them, that's it. So I definitely won't suggest these because if I'm fighting with them, I don't want to suggest that to you guys, but something to look out for as well. That if you don't want to have this fight and you don't want to wrestle when you knit, then getting something that has that strong memory, just be cautious of that because depending upon what you want to use it for, different tools work good for different things. So if you're doing something like magic loop or something like that, getting something as rigid as this, while it can withstand something heavy, is not ideal. So I wouldn't recommend that. Thank goodness I didn't pay that much for these, but these were definitely a dud. I don't use these much at all. So lastly, just to bring everything home, what I do like with my fixed needles is these. These are the Knit Pro. I believe they're Knit Pro Zing. Again, I'll put it down in the comments. Knit Pro to me has a great product. Not as comparable as the Child Gurus. Listen, I'm on limited budget. I don't have many of those, so I got to get what I can get. But I think this is pretty comparable. Again, not up there, but it's good enough. Knit Pros, again, I think I like the sleekness of it. These are very lightweight. The Zing, I think they probably named it that because you can literally zing through your stitches because it's so lightweight and comfortable. Now, you do have this memoryless cord here, very flexible. As you can see, you can do all the things, with this. But I'm a little afraid. I have seen people on YouTube just dip this in hot water so that it relaxes the cord. I'm a little chicken. I don't know how that's going to turn out for me. My water might be too hot and it might mess these up and I will be devastated. So, but let me know in the comments if you've tried that trick of just dipping these in water and having them relax a little bit. I might get a little bit more courageous in doing that if I hear some positive remarks about how you relax this cord a little bit. But nonetheless, I knit with it just fine. I just work around that. It's not a big deal for me. So these Zing fixed, I believe these are 60-inch. And the reason why I buy the 60-inch, because I can do all things with this. I can knit a hat by using the magic loop. I can knit a shawl with these. I can knit a smaller bandana with these. So if you're not getting the theme of what I'm saying, I like to maximize my money and my purchases. And if I can do multiple things with one tool, then that's the route that I'm going. So I get 60 inches so that I can do a lot. Now, some people may say this is too long, it's too cumbersome. I get it. Maybe a 32 or a 48 so that you can get the most out of your purchase. So that's it, guys. I think I've gone over everything in my knitting tool set here, all my knitting needles. But sorry for the shaky cam. Let me know in the comments, what is your preference? Do you prefer a bamboo needle where you have that grip and that stability, or do you like the sleekness of an aluminum needle where you don't have that grip, but you can do a lot of slip stitches with that and you can flow through your stitches a little bit more, shall I say, fast. So guys, I am so sorry. I had to actually, this is the edited version of me. I did forget one interchangeable set that I wanted to definitely show you because this is an aluminum version. So I do like aluminum as well. I don't just work with bamboo. So This is a set, surprisingly or not, and I shouldn't have judged, but I got this from TikTok. So this is just an aluminum set here, and you see I use this very frequently because I am in love with these needles. I love the pointiness of the tip, and I will show you that here. Let me grab one. Get this out. I love the pointiness of this tip here. Hopefully you guys can see it, because when I'm doing things that require slip stitches or like yarn overs or lacy things and stuff like that, these aluminum needles right here just go through the yarn like butter, and it makes it a knitting experience great. So again, I shouldn't have prejudged and just dismissed getting something off of TikTok. They weren't going to be any good. If I find a set on Amazon that is comparable, because I know everybody doesn't have TikTok, I will definitely link it down at the bottom. But these aluminum babies right here with, again, the memory-less, I got to slow down when I say that, memory-less cord are a winner. Sleek design, very compact. If you want to take this for your travels, it comes in a little sleek case like this. You just put it down. You can put this right into your carry-on or your big suitcase. I absolutely love this set here. Very lightweight and very user-friendly. So, sorry guys, it is so hot if I'm sweating. So I got my little fan, but obviously it ain't working. But anyway, I wanted to edit and put that in because I think these are a hit. Very beginner and user friendly, so I did not want to leave these out. Now, this is definitely bad. So let me know in the comments what you prefer. I love the dialogue. You talk to me, I talk back. Also, like, comment, and share. That really helps the video get out to the masses. And consider subscribing to the channel if you like these breakdowns, if you like my, I don't know, just sitting here talking about what I like, what I don't like. If you like that sort of thing, I would love to have you. And hit that notification bell when you subscribe so that you'll know when the next tutorial or video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you on the next one.